Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. Oh man, it's been a long time since I last done a vlog. I think I've said before that I wanted to make like daily vlogs or like occasional regular vlogs or stuff like that, but that didn't happen. Throughout the entire month of February, just busy getting adjusted to the life in Japan here. You guys might think that, it's not that hard, changing your lifestyle. I'm sure you guys know that moving to another country is a big deal. Whether you're, moving to live in another place for a long time, or you're moving to, live there for 6 months like a student like me, or as a student like me. My English is suffering because I've been studying Japanese nonstop, as you guys can clearly tell. Well, it was bad before, but anyways. But yeah, you guys know that, or you should know, that moving to another country is kind of a big deal, and getting used to a new lifestyle and a new place, new country, whatever, gets a little bit used to adjusting to, and that's what I've been spending the last month or so doing since I came here. So yeah, just testing out the waters, see how much of my normal life that I can actually maintain. Obviously, I can't play as many games here that I used to be able to in America. I have already checked Combat Arms. I can't play it here. The Combat Arms servers, as some of you guys may already know, the NA server you can't access until you're actually, or unless you're actually in, Australia or NA. You can't actually play anywhere else. I've tried logging on here. I know you can. I know you can access it via VPN, but I'm just not the kind of guy to bother with VPNs and stuff like that. Believe it or not, I'm not a really big tech guy. Like, I might look like a nerd, who's super whizzy with the computer, but that's not really the case. I don't really know like coding or in-depth knowledge about the internet and how proxies work and shit like that, so I just don't even bother. And I'm just making sure that, what the hell? I'm trying to log into my alternate account for that I used for the Road to General. Apparently it's rejecting my password, so I'm gonna have to look into that and see what the hell's going on. But anyways, I'll do that later. Maybe it got deleted. I don't know. Who cares though? Anyways, so yeah. What I've been up to? Well, like I said, getting adjusted to this new lifestyle in Japan, obviously. I could talk all day about fucking a lot of the things that are different here in Japan than they are in America. I would love to actually take a video recorder on my iPhone. Well, I didn't bring my video recorder with me, so I just have my good old Samsung, or Samsung. No, it's not a Samsung. It's a Google Nexus right here with the custom Kantai cover case that I ordered from in America while I was in America before I came here. So yeah, I mean, I could use that to go around recording stuff. But the problem is that in Japan, public recording laws are a lot different than they are in America. In America, you can just take a video camera, go outside, and videotape anything and everything. There's no in America. There's this law that specifically says that in public, outside in public, it's public domain. You can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't break a law or bother anyone else. That's it's simple as that in most places anyway. Obviously, if there's like a private property and there are signs saying don't take pictures or don't take video footage, then yeah, obviously you probably shouldn't. But if it's not the case, then obviously you can just do whatever you want. But here in Japan, it's not that. It's not the same at all. I'm actually not sure what the laws regarding videotaping and whatnot are. So I try to keep it clandestine or under the table. The other video that I posted like last month or so of the Japanese bathroom, I was able to take that because it's not like anyone cares if I take a video inside a fucking public bathroom. No one gives a shit about that. So that's why I was able to do that without having to worry about, oh my god, Japanese public video recording laws. Ugh. But that's besides the point. So yeah, that's why I haven't been able to vlog a lot of things, but I'm going to try to see if I can go to a couple anime cons while I'm here. I know that there's one in Tokyo. I've been meaning to try to schedule a trip either by myself or with my host family. One of the daughters of my host parents who can probably take me to Tokyo or wherever to visit Akihabara, which is the anime district of the Tokyo region. That might not be exactly accurate, but that's just what I'm presuming right now because I don't know a lot about that area. I've also heard that I think I mentioned before in another vlog, but I've also heard that there's another kind of Akihabara-like district in Osaka nearby, and that's, Osaka is the province I'm living in right now, so, that's obviously not too far away. So I could try checking that out as well. But then again, that being said, classes. I'd say the classes are actually a lot easier than they are in. Well, no, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. Actually, the classes are actually pretty much the same. Like, I wouldn't say light homework because I have homework like almost every day. Compared to my other classes back in America in my American university, where I chose classes that don't necessarily give homework like every day. But obviously here in Japan, my Japanese classes obviously give you a lot of homework, so you can practice Japanese, whatever. That's understandable. But the other seminar classes that I'm taking are really interesting. Actually, I've decided to sign up for two classes that are called popular like influence of popular media and culture in Japan, which it's the euphemism, or it's another politically correct way of saying this class is all about the history of manga and anime. So it's gonna be pretty fun, regardless if you're actually interested in that. So yeah, that's like a fucking no-brainer. Better take that class. Boom, I'm in. That being said, I'm also taking another class called that's called Warui or Warai, I think. Which is basically a seminar on Japanese comedy, or just a study on the field of comedy itself. Something just got into my eye, motherfucker. But anyways, so yeah, those classes are pretty interesting. Really, really fun. Not a lot of homework, which is perfect, right up my alley, because I fucking hate homework. I'm much better at studying for tests and getting B's and A's on them than keeping up with homework. That's just a fucking pain in the ass. But other than that, the classes are they remind me exactly of my own classes back at home. So there's not really much to talk about that. Which is a good thing, because obviously I don't have to worry about them if they're the exact same thing. I can expect the exact same things out of them. Yay! But anyways, moving on. Let's see what else that I wanted to mention. Oh right, the commuting. So if you guys don't know, in Japan, there's a lot of bikes. Lots. There's a lot of bikes simply because of the geography. Japan's not a really big nation, so obviously everything is really, really fucking compact. If you guys, I think I mentioned before, if you guys are claustrophobic, don't come to Japan. At least don't come to the region I'm in, because everything is fucking claustrophobic as fuck. Me personally, I'm not claustrophobic, so it's like, being around everywhere and seeing just how compact and efficient the streets are. Well, I wouldn't say efficient. In fact, most streets around here are just one-way streets, especially if you're trying to go into an apartment complex. Oh man, if two cars are going at each other, one of them's gonna have to back up. So yeah, which one it is, you got those two cars are gonna have to decide. So I wouldn't say it's efficient, but somehow it works. It's not like there's a big. It's not like people make a big deal out of it. Otherwise, they would have changed it a long time ago. But yeah. That being said, I was talking about bikes. So yeah, there's a lot of bikes in Japan. In fact, so prevalent are bikes that they're actually considered vehicles here in Japan. So unlike in America, where people usually ride bikes for leisure, or occasionally some people actually ride their bikes to school or work or someplace like that, if they don't want to drive a car to work or school. Unlike there in America, bikes are super huge here. People use them actually as legitimate vehicles to get to work. And that sounds crazy to a lot of people who don't live in countries that have, or where bikes have such an influence or such a prevalent presence. I feel like I repeated myself there. In those countries. If you're not from those countries that bikes are so huge, then you might think that this is kind of weird. Like, bikes are considered vehicles. Like, what the fuck? But they are. They are. In fact, you can actually, during our orientation week, our orientator, or our main speaker at the orientation, said that if we were caught, drinking and riding, I almost said driving, riding a bicycle, that's considered drinking and driving. So you can get the police don't give a shit. Like whether you're driving a car or a bike, they think in here in Japan that's considered one and the same. So bikes are a serious business, are serious business apparently, and they really are. My host family was kind enough to lend me an old bike that I've been using this past month or so every day to get back and forth from school and here. It's actually a 25-minute bike ride from here to the university, and on the slow days, like when school first started, I had to, the first week that I had to go bike back and forth from home to school. That kind of killed me because it was like, well, I haven't ridden a bike in how many years? Like I think legitimately speaking, the last time I rode a bike was back in 8th grade or 7th grade. So I haven't ridden a bicycle in 8 or 9 years, or give or take 1 or 2 years, and all of a sudden I need to relearn how to ride a bike. Which, if you learn how to ride a bike, then you don't really forget that. So it's not like it's a huge deal. But then again, because I hadn't been, excuse me, it's still kind of cold around here, so my nose is super stuffy or runny these days, which is kind of expected. My nose always like acts like that. But anyways, like, because considering that I hadn't been in shape for a really long time, like, I don't really do regular exercise or anything, or stay conscious of my own fitness. When that first week, I was like, oh man, this shit sucks. Cause that bike, I don't know if it actually has high gears, because on my way to school, not coming back, but going to school, there are two not really big hills, but there are two slopes that I need to go up on, and during the first week, those were like, wow, this shit is hard. Like, how am I supposed to do this for like 6 months or something like that? But after the first week, after that initial first week, it was fine. I got used to it, and it went from me taking 30 minutes to bike to school down to like 20. So that's a pretty quick improvement, if I must say so myself. So yeah, that being said, though, the bike ride isn't necessarily safe. There's, especially on that incline, for initial incline, and especially coming back home from school, there aren't really bike lanes. Like, there's a bike lane on the sidewalks, on some of the sidewalks anyway, and when there are no sidewalks, there is a bike lane, but it's basically right next to the road. So basically, your bike is literally a vehicle in that instance, because you're riding in front of a car, right next to a car. It's like you stick your hand out and you will touch a car. That's how it is. That's how people do things there. And surprisingly, no one really gives a shit about it because they're so used to it. Old guy, like, I see old grannies and grandpas riding their bikes right next to their cars, and no one gives a damn. It's just the same old for them. In day in, day out. They don't care. So, if you were to ever pull that shit off in America, people would all be in uproar about that. It's like, oh no, we need to have proper bike lanes. We need to, we need to open up the roads, the streets more, so that people don't have to worry about getting hit by cars. Here in Japan, it's like, yeah, whatever. Just if you get hit, you get hit. Fuck. That being said, rarely anyone gets hit. So yeah, that's that. That's fun, I guess. I don't even think my bike has high gears, so it's good. Rip me trying to go a bike up hills, right? But anyways, enough of that. So yeah, I found a how long is this video going for? 14 minutes. I actually did a speed test on this internet here in my host family's place, and their internet is actually fucking good. I don't know what kind of internet provider they have here in Japan, or how they get their internet quality be so good, but damn, it's pretty good. But besides that, so yeah, I think a couple weeks ago, I found out that on my way, the route that I take to go to school and back actually has a bookstore. Now, the context. Let me lay down context first. Back at home, when I live in my hometown of Los Angeles, or around the area anyway. My friends and I would very often go down to LA and visit a place of or a section, a district of LA called Little Tokyo. I may have mentioned this in previous commentaries before, but in case you guys haven't picked up on that or haven't heard that before, then now you know. But I go with my good friend Protagonist, and I go with either our friend Carlos, and it's just the three of us, or we bring all of the friends who want to join us, and we all go to a ramen shop that we really like called Hakata Ramen, or it's called Shinsengumi, and the ramen is called Hakata. The ramen itself is called Hakata, or we go to another ramen shop called Orchon, or somewhere else for a day, or like the curry house nearby. And but almost always before we do anything else, we head for the bookshop there, and that bookshop is called Kinokuniya, and there they sell lots of Japanese books, manga, in authentic, the real quality. Well, that sounds corny. Fuck, what am I trying to say? They sell imported copies of manga, Japanese printed books that are produced here in Japan and then shipped over to America and sold through distributors and publishers not publishers, distributors and retailers like Kinokuniya and stuff like that. And that's how my friend Protagonist gets most of his Japanese product, anime, manga, shit stuff, whatever. He's really into collecting those thick manga books. If you guys are into a Comptic, a Dengeki Festival, or New Type or anything like that, that's where he gets them. And actually, it's kind of funny. Side tangent here. I learned that in my popular culture class that those books in America, what my friend Protagonist buys those thick manga books for like $20 or $30. I don't know how much it costs him exactly, but I know it's not cheap for him, or it's not necessarily that cheap. But he's willing to drop money for it, so whatever. Here in Japan, apparently they go for $5. And I'm kind of afraid to tell my friend that, because if he finds out how cheap they are here, he's probably gonna beleaguer me to fucking buy as many copies as I can and ship them over, or bring them with me back home to America so I can give it to him and he can pay me. But so yeah, I kind of want to tell him that, but I feel like eventually I will. But that's kind of the funny thing. So I kind of laughed when I first found out about that. Apparently the reason for that is because the big manga companies, like the publishers that actually make those big manga books, they actually lose money on those those thick manga books, if you guys know what I'm talking about. The reason why they're willing to lose money on that, though, is because all the manga and the new upcoming titles that they give publicity to and they give exposure to in there is what makes them their money, because people are going to buy those thick magazine books, flip through it, see what kind of manga and anime that they're interested in or looks interesting to them, and they're gonna go back and they're actually gonna buy the copies of those manga or light novels or whatever, and that's where those publishing companies or those manga companies actually make their real money, so that they're willing to lose a little bit of money printing those really thick manga books, so that their sales on like the actual manga copies themselves make a lot of money, because they're receiving exposure from these popular thick manga books that get printed out every so often, sell for really cheap apparently. So kind of afraid to tell my Protagonist, but then again I'll probably tell him anyway. Better for him to know than not know. So yeah, that was a huge tangent. Anyways, so like I was saying, I found out that a bookstore that's kind of like Kinokuniya, except bigger, and actually sells video games, like used video games and video game stations or systems, is located on the route that I take to go back and forth from school. And I headed inside just to see what it was like, and it's basically the exact same as Kinokuniya, and it's just kind of interesting that way. Funnily enough, if you guys haven't known already, I'm into contact collection. If you guys don't know what that is, just Google it. You'll find out everything. Google tells you everything. But if you guys do know what it is, or are aware of what it is, what it's about, I actually found a vending machine that sells these little things here, these little keychains. I don't even know if this is a keychain or not, because there's nothing here that suggests that it is an actual key. Well, I guess it is a keychain. But the little paper clasp thing. It seems like you just stick it on somewhere, like a piece of paper or something, and it just hangs there. I don't know. But anyways, I went in there and I saw these. Like I saw a little vending machine. Like you guys probably know. There are lots of in America too. The ones that you put in like a quarter or a couple quarters in, and then it spits out like a little like this little capsule things, like little capsules, and they contain like a little figurine or whatever toy or whatever. I basically there's a lot over here in Japan too. Pretty sure this is where they came from anyway. So yeah, I ended up buying 3 of them. There's a Yayoi Inazuma and the fucking idol Naka-chan. Annoying piece of shit. I don't like her, but hey, everyone to their own tastes. But they had that particular vending machine had Naka-chan, Yayoi, Inazuma. They also had Shokaku and Yamato. Those were the ones I was trying to go for, but unfortunately I got the 3 that I didn't want because my luck sucks. No, I should have kind of expected that. In fact, I kind of did. But, shit luck is shit luck. I've already made an entire commentary about that. But anyways, so yeah, that was cool. And I looked around that place. That place is called Tatsuya? Right, Tatsuya. I think that's his name. Yeah. So that was pretty cool knowing that they had bookstores like that here where they sell manga, anime, light novels. They even sold music and video games like I mentioned before. So that was really interesting. So yeah. Anyways, I have a lot more I could talk about, except this commentary's gone for like 21 minutes long, and I always suck at limiting what I need to say in a video commentary. So yeah, let me go wipe my nose, because as you guys can probably see in the video, I've wiped my own nose, my own goddamn fingers for like 30 fucking times. That's probably become really disgusting. So yeah, let me go ahead and stop the video and probably start it up later again, either sometime today or tonight or tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So anyways, thanks for watching, and this is where I've been for the last month or so. So yeah.